Hi there, welcome to Tap Brass, and for this episode, we're talking to the Managing Director of White & Case Global Operations Center in Manila, Mr. Carlo Mata. Welcome to the show, Carlo. Hey, so what are the current leadership challenges that you face right now in your role in the firm or the organization?
Well, within the context of diversity, I think it's bringing the various different talents that are available out in the market and harnessing that difference and just celebrating it and growing from those differences.
So in your office, you mentioned that all generations are present, right? So we have baby boomers, we have Gen Xers, we have millennials, and we have the Gen Zers. What are the common difficulties that you face as individuals in a multi-generational workplace?
I would mention two things. I think number one, the manner in which they prefer communication. So the older generation, they're perfectly okay with emails, reading longer emails and all that. The younger generation, they want something more interactive, right? So something more social media-ish, videos, media and all that. The other one would be the attention span. So the older generation have, I would say in general, have a longer attention span, and so even the manner in which you communicate to them can be in such a way. The younger generation have seconds sometimes in their preferred communication. Not that they can't understand beyond seconds, but that you have to be able to say what you need to say in a few seconds.
Would you say you have a common strategy that you use in order to communicate or cut across these generations?
Yes, this strategy is a principle that can be used by all. It's called respect. And for us, the strategy is to just create a culture of respect. And when there's a culture of respect, people listen to one another. People value the differences, difference in opinion, and people lead with an open heart and an open mind and open ears. And so respect is the absolute bedrock of any successful culture and organization.
So being a believer on diversity and inclusion, how do you then orient or educate your people? Is there a way that you engage and train them on how to view diversity?
Yeah, well, different ways, right? So we run trainings firm-wide across the different offices. We talk about the unconscious bias and being aware of your biases and all these things. We put it in our literature. We talk about our premium on diversity. But more than anything, I would say this: some things are taught, some things are caught. And when you come to an organization like this, you immediately catch the premium on diversity because you see how diverse the team is. And so I think you can talk about it, you can preach about it, you can say things about it, but until they actually see it and feel it, they'll never catch it. So this time, when they come to White & Case, they actually catch the diversity in the air.
Let's go on a personal note, Carlo. Separate from the organization, how does Carlo, as a person, as a man, as a father, how do you see or how do you define diversity?
I think diversity I see it as a beautiful thing. I think diversity is what makes our world colorful because you don't see monochrome. You see the differences in beliefs, the differences in experiences and backgrounds. And I think diversity enriches us, enriches me. The less talk I do, the more I listen and I learn from people who have a different opinion, the more it enriches me as a person versus just saying what I already know and I already believe.
Well, thank you, Carlo, for sharing your thoughts and some of your best practices here in the White & Case. You're definitely leading a generation following your example of just appreciating people for their differences. Well, there you have it, folks. Just another conversation with the top brass. Well, we all have our differences, and you know what they say, we don't look at differences with arms and violence. We want to look at differences with intellect and decent purpose. You just witnessed a conversation with a top brass.